to get away from a racket that you love so much and you know you need to move on. So I have moved on. What's up everyone, Katie from Rugby Tennis. Hope you guys are doing great today. Today we have the finals for you guys. I know so many people have been waiting for this moment, and at the end of this video, you guys will have an answer of what racket I am switching to. But there are 2 rackets that are left, and before we go into it, I need to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Do not forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, and our goal is 10,000. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us. Also, thank you to Beckett from Tencom. Without his help, this would not be possible. He sent a couple custom rackets with some good customizations for me. So they were all in this racket draw, and you guys can check that out in the other videos if you would like. But thank you, Beckett. So on to the finals. We have a couple of rackets here. The Radical Pro versus the Whiteout Extended 1820. So what is going to happen, guys? I know you guys have been leaving some comments. Some think the Radical, some think the Whiteout. I think a lot of people were surprised that the Extreme Tour was, upsetted in the previous round. I think some people were thrown off that I did have a new Extreme Tour with, the plastic on it still. But that was part of my plan to mess you guys up, to be honest. So we got 2 rackets left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through each one and tell you guys some pros and cons about each one. And then at the end, you guys will have an answer. So we'll start with the Radical Pro. It's on the top of the draw. It had, cruised through the quarterfinal and then took out the Extreme Tour. For good reason. It plays very, very well all around. The one thing that I've been talking about with this racket is the plow through is like nothing I've ever experienced before, and that is a great feeling. The racket is very, very solid, so when I swing, it feels like it's a, you could say an extension of my arm that I really enjoy when this racket comes through the air, even before contact. It just feels really solid. I feel like it's kind of like, if somebody's gonna serve a big serve at me, like I can just like block it back and it's gonna be like, okay. Like sometimes I know a lot of people when they get a big serve at them, they're afraid their racket might fail, and that happens a lot. This racket will not fail on a big serve. Like I have faith in my racket. So I have faith in this Radical Pro when a big serve is coming at me. Sometimes with the Extreme Tour, I might have not had a lot of faith because I felt like the stability was a little bit off, but for the most part, I really did have a lot of faith in that Extreme Tour, and that's why I stuck with it for so long. So this Radical Pro, really do like it because it's so solid with good plow from the back. Volleys are solid as well. Can't really pick on much there. The only thing is when I feel like when it's outside of the string bed, it doesn't feel maybe as crispy as my Extreme Tour did, my old one. And it could just be because I'm so used to that feeling. I've had that racket for like 3 years. I know what every last shot feels like coming off that string bed. So maybe it's because I'm so used to that. It just didn't quite feel as clean, so I guess you could maybe put that as a con. There is no such thing as a perfect racket though, at least in my opinion. So overall though, I really enjoyed volleys. They're definitely good enough. Overhead as well. Like I said, on return, the block return, I really do enjoy it. Like I just stick the racket there and it's gonna go back. Same for chip return as well. On serve, I love the extra weight going overhead. I don't know if my serve kicks maybe as much like to the right. Like there's one thing to have a kick serve that bounces high, but then also high and out. That's what a good kick serve should do. And I feel like maybe with my Extreme Tour, I might get that a tiny, tiny bit more, maybe because you might have those spin grommets. It's more of a spin racket. But definitely I think my precision might be a little bit better with this racket just because it's more of a controlled frame anyway, but they're quite close. But yes, there's no particular shot that I don't look forward to when I'm hitting with this racket, obviously, because it's in the finals. The one thing that I have had to tinker with a bit is the weights. As you guys know, the racket is around 350. If you guys want to see all the specs, with the recoil weight, the static weight, the swing weight, everything, we have that in our first video, so definitely check that out. It did feel a tiny bit difficult to maneuver at times, so that's why I have tinkered with the weight. I did take off about 1 gram from the top, and then there was 1 gram in the butt, or sorry, not in the butt, there's 10 grams in the butt. There was 1 gram right here in the grip that I did take off to help take down the weight and make it a little bit easier to maneuver. And it's a little bit something that I've been trying to get used to though. I was playing with a racket that was like around 338, so this is a little bit of a bump up. So that's everything I'm going to tell you about the Radical right now. We'll circle back when we get near the end of the video when I tell you guys who's going to win. So that's everything on the Radical. Now for the Solinco Whiteout. You guys know that I really do like this racket. This is a great racket. Where do I even start? The access to depth is something that I've really talked about in the previous video. And this 40T carbon does a very, very good job, especially not customized. This racket is stock form with string in it. So it's like you get it off the shelf and string it up like you guys would at home yourself. I love it. It really plays so solid. It does share similar properties to the Radical in a sense that I feel like the plow is not as good as the Radical, but the stability is as good. And I think that's, like I said, thanks to the foam filled and 40T carbon over here. From the back, like I'm able to hit good topspin through the court, good flat shots through the court. Coming up to net, I mean, not really to talk much about it either. I mean, the only thing I think that I didn't really love in the beginning, I was getting used to it too throughout the playtest, and it's fine now, was the extra ½ inch. Just got to get used to it. It feels a little bit awkward in the beginning. So I guess you could say it did do well though. You get that extra ½ inch on the reach too. So like if somebody goes for a pass, that's nice to have. I think it does make a difference, and I did notice a difference, especially when you're reaching, for the overhead above. Notice the difference there too. So really no big knocks there as well, guys. Super solid. Great depth on volleys too. I know I keep talking about depth with this racket. With the Radical, I talk about plow. With this racket, I talk about depth. Great qualities in a racket. Back when on return, I mean, what do you dock about these two rackets, really? Like, it has great plow, and I can block it well, too. Maybe not as good as the Radical, but definitely close. I feel like when I take a big cut, I'm well rewarded with this racket, where maybe the Radical, I'm maybe not as rewarded. Like, this really comes off the string bed nice. And you get what you put into it. So if I swing 100%, I will get a nice juicy ball at 100% going back the other way with some depth. On serve, the extra ½ inch definitely makes a difference there. Can get some extra pop, which is expected with an extended racket. Can hit some good kick serves. They were jumping quite high with this racket. And slice serve was fine as well. So guys, wow, tough decision here. I have made my decision though, and there is something that I didn't tell you guys about this Whiteout yet, and it has one thing in common with the Wilson Shift. That's a racket that I did play test a while back, and many people always ask me, why didn't you change to the Wilson Shift? And there's a reason why I didn't, and I think a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's that the Wilson Shift gave me arm pain, and so does the Solinco Whiteout Extended. So after a long time reviewing this racket over the past couple weeks, I started getting some arm pain with this racket when I would bring it out, especially when I would go for, big serves, and I would play longer matches and stuff. I didn't have that with the Radical or even the Extreme Tour. But I just started getting the arm pain after playing with it for a little bit. So What does that mean? That means that the racket journey will continue. I'm just kidding. The racket journey has ended, and I'm going with the Radical Pro customized to my spec by Beckett. This is the winner, folks. You're looking at the winner right here. Came easily through the quarters, took a tough opponent out in the semis, who was the Extreme Tour, and has just took the title, defeating the Solinco Whiteout. Overall, it's just as solid as the Whiteout. I love the plow. The depth is close to this racket, but most importantly, I don't have arm pain and it feels very comfortable on my body. So this is the racket I'm switching to. I've already got 2 here at my place that are already strung up. I'm playing in a tournament this weekend with them. So amped. I love this racket. And that is it, guys. The racket journey is finally complete. Thank you for coming on the journey with me. It's always a difficult task to go on a racket journey, especially when I've been with my Extreme Tours for so long. And yeah, it's tough to get away from a racket that you love so much and you know you need to move on. So I have moved on. This is my new toy. Thank you to the Radical Pro for being good to me. And this is the new racket, guys. So thanks for coming on the journey. Do not forget to like and subscribe. We got full reviews coming on the rackets that were in the racket bracket, so look out for those, and also some shoe reviews. So stay tuned for everything. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.